Welcome back to Hunter Call of the Wild. Let's see here. Silver Ridge Peaks today. I was on vacation for a week. It's good to be back. Went to Gatlinburg.
Welcome to where I call home. I've been roaming these parts since I was old enough to, well, roam. There isn't a mountain or lake out here that hasn't been explored by either me or my dad. I hope that you get a chance to fall in love with Silver Ridge Peaks. If you're anything like me, it won't take long.
I don't feel like he's done talking yet. $7:34 in the morning.
Good morning. I hope you got a chance to grab a big breakfast before heading out. There's a lot of ground to cover and it's tough on an empty stomach. Anyway, I'm sure you'll be glad to know that I already have a job for you. While things are quiet, I've been using our outpost to store essential supplies. There is an outpost not far from you that has a small stockpile of bottled water and canned goods. I need you to grab some things from this outpost and ferry them over to one of our observation towers. Don't worry, it's not a long journey. You'll be back to hunting in no time. Before now, we've always just used the lakes for drinking water. But ever since Dad got ill, we've had to put emergency measures in place. We always had emergency supplies, of course. But now we need to account for the possibility that our entire water table is polluted. Dad and I are convinced that it's just the one lake, polluted by the old mining sump next to it. But it's taking forever to get tests done, and it's not worth the chance of someone else getting sick.
All right, maybe he's done talking. As usual, let's check our mission log. Visit the outpost. So the only thing is, I want us to go to that closest outpost. And welcome back, everybody. Like I said, I was gone for a week on vacation. Had a good time in Gatlinburg, staying at a 3-story cabin with a heated pool and a movie room. It was a very nice vacation. I did get back on about 3 days ago. I have played a little bit. I didn't play any story missions or anything. I just played a little bit of online on my own private one just to shoot some stuff without recording. We are currently level 16. And today's loadout is currently... I gotta hit the right button. We have this pistol here, this 45, good for classes 2 through 5. We've got our 22, which is classes 1 and 2. We've got our Zarza 15-223, that's good for 2 through 4. And then we've got this sucker, the 7mm Empress Magnum. Good for 4 through 9. That's what we're carrying today. Let's go see what this thing is. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Go ahead and track. I haven't done any research yet, but this is a white turkey. Go ahead, Skeeter, find it. Did you find it? Bark your head off. Leucistic. So that is going to require me to pull out my handy dandy app because I'm curious. Thank you, Skeeter. COTW guide, in case you wanted to know what that app was. We are on Silver Ridge Peaks. We shot ourselves a Merriam turkey. Leucistic is very rare, and this is a gold. So leucistic is very rare. It's even more rare than the albino, which is only rare. And there's a melanistic, which is very rare, which is black. And this is a gold. So, you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and taxidermize that one, which means we'll be able to put him in one of our lodges. So there we go. Let's start off this map with a very rare turkey. What the heck was that? That sounded loud. Okay, we got a level 3. Another level 3. Both males. Let's go over here and get this. Oh, there's a bunch of buffalo way out there. Or bison, I think. 300 yards away. Plains bison. That's only at level 1. 2. Nothing out there looks spectacular. I think I did spend some money on that 7mm gun. So I am down to 14.6. I think I was down to about 4,000 after buying ammo and the gun. I'm not sure if I paid for any other things. Just slowly trying to make sure all the weapons are available. And again, many of them are available just because they were paid for DLCs, so they're free in the game. If anything is not free, it's because it's part of the base game. Level 3, level 3, level 3. So there's 3 level 3s right here, 120 yards. This is a class 3. Which means we're going to be taking this guy. We might as well get us something else here. 120 yards. Felt like a good shot. Although he is running. Skeeter, do your thing. Where are you, Skeeter? Oh, you're going straight to it. He's ignoring the fact that I shot him clear over here somewhere. Somewhere. Fine. Sure we got this. Yes, we do. So this is a pretty heavily loved map from my understanding. Again, the people who like to grind like this map because there's plenty of lakes and open areas. But it's also a loved map just because it does have spaces like this where you can see for large distances, a lot of mountains. There are mountain lions on this map. There's some pretty good sized animals. Bleed rate is medium, which is good. There is a mule deer. So once you unlock the perk, you can see as you're clicking on these blood trails, top right it says 25 to 50%, which that's his blood loss, and it goes by 25s. It just estimates. 0 to 25. Which means we're getting close to this thing. Yeah, you don't get that kind of detail at the beginning of the game. You're just going to follow a blood trail until you find an animal. But it's good to see it going down relatively quickly. I feel like that was a good shot right near the shoulder. And there's our target. Thank you, Skeeter. Great job. Alright, this is silver, and it was a good shot right behind the shoulder into the lung. Brown seems pretty common. Alright, let's go over here and make some free money by just going to this building we would have gone to anyway. Always a good idea to do some of the missions for some extra money. Did not see any bears while I was in Gatlinburg. Of course, I also didn't go hiking. I'm not in that good a shape. In fact, the cabin we stayed in, the main floor was actually, it's a 3-story cabin. And typically when we've gone to Gatlinburg and had something like that, the main floor is the middle floor most often, but also the way the cabins are built on the side of a hill, you drive up to that second floor.
The supplies should be laid out, ready for you to pick them up. We need at least 6 water bottles, a couple of cans of peaches or whatever we've got there. And there should be a stack of flyers. Grab them too.
But typically the second floor is the one you drive up to, and it's kind of on the side of a mountain. This one, the parking level was actually slightly below the bottom floor. And so when you park, you had to walk up like about a flight and a half of stairs just to get to the main floor. Which really stunk for a guy my size. Grab this.
You got everything?
Got everything, dude.
Fantastic. The tower isn't too far to go from here.
I can see it. But yeah, I'm out of shape and overweight, and carrying all of our luggage a floor and a half. My mom was on the main floor, her bedroom, but then me and my wife were on the top floor. So it was basically 2.5 flights of stairs every time I had to make a trip out to the van to get stuff and take it upstairs, plus our dog's stuff. And then every time, you know, if we were on the main floor or whatever, every time you had to let the dog outside, you had to go out with it. It wasn't a fenced-in yard or anything. And so yeah, it was every time you left the building and came back, it was at least a flight and a half. If you wanted to go down to the bottom floor where there was a heated pool and a movie room and a pool table, there's a flight of stairs down there, and another flight to come back up to the main floor, and another flight to go back up to your bedroom. So yeah, I was really happy to get home where we have like a split level, and it's just a half a flight to go from the main floor upstairs and a half a flight to go downstairs. Feels like nothing now. Okay, what do we got here, birds? Anything interesting? That one there does not have any red. It's a female. That one's also white. There's no way that there's this many extremely rare things here. How far away is it? 170. Let's just see what that one is. Might as well get a few things while we're on our way. That was just a regular black turkey with a red neck. What I don't know, and because I am definitely not a turkey expert, I sort of feel like that the ones without the red necks is probably females. And I don't know that for sure. I made that up based on my quick observation. That one was a female, and I didn't see any red on that one. Now, if I remember right, I don't think we can walk up this hill. I think we pretty much have to follow this road to get up there. Female, I don't see any red. Female, there's red, and oh, get on there. Yeah, that one's got red on it, and it's a male. So I think I'm right on my guess. There you go, Skeeter. Go look around. But anyway, vacation was fun, other than the stairs. Alright, so what is this thing? Just light brown. Okay. These were all common. And we'll take the 802 in money. You know what? If we're going to take money for nothing, we might as well shoot this guy too. If you're just going to sit there while we're walking by, then there's no reason at all not to shoot you. Go do your thing, Skeeter. Most of the maps have approximately 9 to 11-ish animals to hunt. There is one, another 814 brown. There's one map, and I can't think of the name of it. Let me look at that app real quick. Reventuli Coast, I think is that one. That map has, I think, 19 different animals. However, about 11 or 12 maybe are different birds. It definitely boasts a lot of birds, different types of birds that you can hunt on that map. But it also has moose, deer, I think elk, there's a snow leopard, rabbits. There are definitely some good bears. There's definitely good sized animals to hunt on that map, equivalent to any other map. However, it also has a lot of birds, which is a good thing or a bad thing. If you're running around and you don't like birds, then again, it's not necessarily that big of a deal to me because there's still the same amount of normal size animals on that map. But it is definitely bird heavy. It just also has a lot more species. You're talking 19 compared to most of the maps that have 9 to 11 different species to hunt. But that when we get to that map, that's probably going to be when I decide to get out the other dog. Because we can get a Labrador Retriever. And the Retriever does not track blood. What the Retriever does is it retrieves level 1 animals. I don't think it does any level 2s. I think it's just level 1 or class 1, which is all your birds, rabbits, probably raccoons. There's probably some other weird animal I can't think of right now that might fall under class 1, but it also swims. So if you shoot ducks out in the water and stuff like that, it will swim and go fetch them and bring them back to you. So different kind of hunting dog. But that would be a good map to get out that dog and start trying to get some birds. Maybe before that, because I think that map might have been. There's 15 total maps, and the last map, I forget the name of it, but it's got tigers on it. You can literally go tiger hunting. And I think 2 maps before the most recent one is when the Reventuli Coast came out. So we still got several maps to go through before we get to that one. So I might get it out before that. I don't know yet. But eventually, I'd like to get every map started, just to get these first few missions out of the way that are generally pretty close together. You don't have to walk too far to get 3 or 4 missions out of the way. So in a 1-hour gameplay session, you can get out those first early ones where it's just, hey, go to this outpost, go to this tower, go to this, shoot one animal, that kind of stuff. Just get those basic ones out of the way before you really get into the story. And in the stories, we don't have to be in a hurry at all to finish the stories. It's just knowing that every map starts off with the same roughly couple of things. I just like to get those all out of the way and use the rifles and move along. But once we get into the second round, then maybe we'll, be specific. You might go to a map and find out, oh, the actual mission is to hunt coyotes. I think there is a mission like that on Layton Lake. I think one of them is to hunt coyotes, or 2. And so you could gear up to say, okay, specifically we're looking for a coyote. But other than that, let's take a shotgun or something and look for geese or something. Who knows? Or get a bow. We'll start bow hunting, things like that. So, but for now, I just want to bang out the first 1-hour video of each map. And yes, we are kind of taking the long way around, because I'm pretty sure that there's a kind of a rock cliff face. I'm cutting it short by, going a little bit inside the circle here, but if my memory serves me correctly, I don't think you could walk directly to that because of the rock. While I'm walking this direction through that area here, let's look real quick at the app again. We are in Silver Ridge Peaks. So they have bighorn sheep here, black bear, Merriam turkey, mountain goat, mule deer, plains bison, pronghorn, puma, not the mountain lion, but puma and mountain lion is the same thing. And then a Rocky Mountain elk. I would have bet money that there would be a moose here, but there's not, at least not according to the app. Doing all right, Skeeter? We are not running into anything in these woods. And I know you can. I've played on this map before. And you can be walking through an area like this and just bam, there's a elk or a bison even in these. You don't see them from a distance sometimes. Depends on time of day and where you are, where they are. we're not even hearing any noises. Now I do know, again from experience, like I just started these, and then I ended up starting over and decided to make some YouTube videos, but I do know that once we get to this tower, then we're going to go somewhere else, and it's going to take us down by a lake, where we'll probably find some stuff around the lakes. What I'd really like to be able to do, as always on a first map, get that first cabin down there, the outlook or outpost. I'd really like to have a second outpost before we call it quits today. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I said, I was playing a little bit of online and just trying to go to different areas of the map, and I haven't played this game tons. I definitely have some time put into the game, and I know the gist of how it works and everything. But with the amount of, 15 maps and how slow it goes at a walking speed, and then you slow down even more doing missions and actual hunting. Yeah, I just found it, when I looked at some of these maps, I was like, man, I know I've been in here, this area, this area, this area, from playing the beginning of the stories and stuff. And then I look at the size of the map. I've never even been way up in this area. For that Reventuli Coast one, if I remember right, that one has a weird primary story. All the story is in that one. They've got like these marked trails on the map. A lot of lakes and trails. And like a well put together park. They've got color, like here's the blue trail, here's the red trail, the yellow trail, whatever. The entire story, I think, just takes place with this guy kind of telling you some stuff as you hike the blue trail, which is basically...
You found the tower. There's hopefully a free shelf inside, somewhere you can stash the supplies. Oh, you should hang on to a couple of the flyers, though.
The blue trail basically is in the middle of the map, and it kind of goes around a couple of the lakes right there. And when you finish the trail, that's like it. That's the end of the story. There's not really much story to that particular map, if I remember right. But then there's a million side missions, which is basically visiting the highest point in the map, visiting different locations, photographing all the different animals, shooting each of the animals with a gun, shooting them each with a bow. There's just a million different little side things that you can do on that map. That's just the way they made that one. But if I remember right, the main story is literally just one hike around the blue trail. Now, given that, I don't think you can get that done in 1 hour. It's a pretty long trail, but it's only just kind of the middle portion, small portion of the map. It might take at least 2, if not 3, 1-hour sessions to do that. Especially if you're hunting while you're doing it, because then after you shoot something, then you got to track it down. All right, so what do we got here? So there is another cabin over here. Now I do know that this guy's going to have us. I think he's going to have us take this trail. One of these somewhere down here. We got to go visit something. Okay, he wants us to drop off stuff right up here too. So it shouldn't be any problem at all getting that second cabin here.
Fantastic. That tower should have everything it needs now. How's the view from up there?
Wonderful.
It's great to have a hunter like yourself around.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for your help with the supplies.
No problem.
I can't wait to hear your Silver Ridge hunting stories. Things have been quiet here recently. But with a hunter of your caliber on the reserve, we're going to show folks that this is still the best place in the Rockies to hunt. Plus, you're not the only one working with us. We were able to convince Remy Warren to visit, and he's been logging his solo hunts out here for a week or so. He's got got a pretty decent following online, so hopefully he's impressed with the reserve. When I proposed using social media to promote the reserve, the board were a little hesitant. But they're giving us a chance to try something new, and I'm sure it'll be worth it.
$1,000
So I
bucks.
suppose you were wondering why I wanted you to grab the flyers, right?
Yep.
There are people who come out here just to visit the lake. I'm fine with people standing on the shore, but until we know exactly what's going on, we need to keep people out of it. I had these flyers made up so we can pin them to our bulletin boards. There's a trail that leads straight to the lake, so I'd like you to pin up one of these flyers at the trailhead. Now, the flyers cover the basics: heavy metals, mining waste, and why to avoid diving in. It's not much, but until we know more, it's all we have. The lake is beautiful, and it's always pulled in visitors. It still looks the same as it ever did. Maybe even better, now that it's calm and peaceful. But now, I can't look at it without seeing what it did to my dad, or what it's doing to the reserve. People discover that we have one contaminated lake and assume that the reserve isn't worth visiting anymore. So far, the local wildlife seems okay, but our bookings for visitors, and especially hunters, have dried up. I have a few contingency plans that I want to try out. I'm a little nervous, though, as our board can be a little conservative. And if my ideas don't involve pulling in hunters, it can be really tricky to get them on board. It was easier to convince the board to invite yourself and Remy into the reserve, given that you're both hunters with good reputations. I'm glad you said yes.
So he wants us to take these flyers and put them on this bulletin board over here that's an entrance to the lake to warn people not to swim. Now, he mentioned this Remy guy. This might sound stupid to some people. I don't know who that is. But I do know you can make your character look like him. It's a dude with a beard and mustache and stuff. He said something about he's popular online. So I'm assuming that's a real person, because they've literally added him to the game, sort of. Oh, I did want to check. How am I doing on time? Alright, 33 minutes, so I got time to play around. Alright, so we've reached the trailhead. Now we need to go down here. Put a flyer up. And again, we're going to get paid for this, so every mission is pretty much equivalent to shooting an animal as far as the money goes. So hunting as you do the missions is profitable. Gobble, 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 gobble. It's pretty far away.
One down, one to go. Keep following the trail to the lake.
Alrighty. And then hopefully we get down to the lake and we find something to shoot at, like some bison or bear, deer, elk. Yeah, every one of the maps is gorgeous as far as making them look like the area of the world that they take place in. That Mississippi map is probably coming up real soon. In fact, it might be next. I can't remember. But I think you'll see what I mean. And it might depend on where in the world you're from. But the only reason I don't like that map is that I don't find it to be a very touristy place. Like, this is beautiful. Whereas that Mississippi map, it's very flat. Trees, nothing super fancy. It does have gators. It was the first map to have gators. It's another one of them brown ones, or tan ones, whatever it was called. I just don't think that the Mississippi map is pleasing to the eye, and it's not because they did a bad job. It's just because I wouldn't want to visit there. This place I would want to visit. Is just beautiful everywhere you turn. Yeah, the Mississippi map has a lot of forest. It has tall grass, weeds, a lot of small animals, so they're really hard to see on the map because there's farmland and tall grass and small animals. So it's difficult to see the raccoons in the forest, and it's difficult to see the rabbits and foxes. Even though they're 20 yards away, they're just really hard to find. And so yeah, like I said, that the reason I dislike the map mostly is it's just not the part of the world that I find touristy in any way. However, if you look at it from a different point of view, and hey, there's going to be a challenge to hunt the stuff on here, we got to think different. Then you get over the fact that it does look like Mississippi, like the Mississippi River and that kind of stuff. So it looks great for what it's supposed to be. Level 3. Do I want to? That's pretty far. That's 400 yards, so we're not too worried about shooting him just yet. But yeah, we'll tackle Mississippi when we get there. Yeah, I think the biggest thing was people were looking forward to the gators, but I don't think a lot of people were crazy about the map.
Take a look at the water. If I hadn't told you, would you suspect that the lake was dangerous?
No, I almost sent my dog in there. Alright, we got some elevation here. Haven't heard any animals over this way, but we know we got some bison way across the lake.
We might not be able to monitor the lake 24/7, but at least now people have been warned. Thanks for taking care of that. It's such a strange feeling to be publicizing the very issue that is hurting us at the moment. I know it's the responsible thing to do, but it still feels slightly like self-sabotage.
We have a good wind.
Our summer season has already started, and normally this whole area would be covered with hikers.
Dude, there's a bear.
I've seen a handful of people in the reserve recently.
Quit talking.
I'm sure that things will pick up eventually. But every day, I'm reminded that my dad was the major driving force behind this place.
Now's not the time.
It's just bad timing, I suppose. We'd had some other issues with one of the board members.
Oh, he's just sitting there.
But that's in the past. The best thing to do is to keep pushing forward. I've got some big plans to help turn things around. Who knows? Maybe we'll have this place at full strength by the time my dad gets back in the saddle.
Dude, I can't see if you're still sitting there.
I'm talking a lot about family stuff, aren't I?
I think he's on the move.
I suppose work and family are the same thing for me, you know? I've been watching my dad do this job since I was a kid. Let's change the subject, shall we? I've got a job that I'd like you to take care of.
Are you still talking?
Big plans I mentioned before. One of these plans is a little passion project of mine.
All right, there's a good shot.
We're gonna need
96
some
yards.
gear. Repelling gear, actually. I have stashed a few bags at one of the nearby outposts, and I'd like you to head over there and pick them up, when you can. I've been doing adventure sports for about 10 years or so now. It started with bouldering and rock climbing while I was on a high school trip. Last year, I got an accreditation as an instructor, and I was planning on teaching classes. When my dad got ill, I put it on the back burner. But now, I think we have a good opportunity to commit to it. Unfortunately, I'm a little too busy to teach classes just now.
that
But
it?
one of my base jumping friends,
Yep, that's all
Sammy,
farther
took the
he
same
went.
course as
Pretty
me,
good.
so she's gonna lead the class instead.
Alright, dude, you said a lot of words. Luckily, I've played this before and I got the gist of what you want to do. But we went after a level 6 bear, which means he was easier to spook and everything. Nice long shot. Just missed the heart. Dusky. 1,371 cash. Alright, let's check this. Need zone. Turkey need zone. Alright, so we were far enough away that I believe all of these guys are still there. What in the world is this one? Defying gravity. That's interesting. Oh, he's falling. What are you barking at? Dude, I already found the bear. Alright, 280. Level 3, level 3, level 2. So we're going to take this level 3, giving us a broadside. 267 yards. I wonder how good this is going to be. He's right between. What is that one doing? Been picked up by aliens. We're going to get a little closer, I hope. They should not be able to hear footsteps from this distance. Let's check this again. That one's still up in the air. 223. $328. All right, I'm going to take this one and aim high. So 164. Should we get a second one? Let's see what happens. They're moving slow, so we might as well get some money out of it. Yeah, I'm not going to go a mile up to there, not in this video, so we are going to make our way to here. Neither one of those... Okay, one of them went down. And that should turn brighter if I got a good shot at that second one. And I shot him right in the back. I'm hoping that hit him good. Still not down. That's not good. Oh well. It's a video game. I try most of the time to take a shot that somebody would really take in real life. But every once in a while you take a not so smart shot. Okay, it's still not any darker, so there's still only one that went down over here. Okay, I'm just gonna run because there's a bear drink zone. Probably close enough now. No, one of them did not go down. Hopefully the second one that I shot, because the first one was the highest level. 3. Okay, here's the one that I think was first. Vital organ hits. That one definitely went down. Okay, it's the other one just went down. This is marked as a spot. Okay, good. Got our drink zone. Both of them are down, so it doesn't matter which one Skeeter's currently chasing. We'll track them both down. Bleed rate very low, but it's at 50 to 75 already. Okay, that was the other one there. That one's at 75. So he's chasing the one of them that went down the quickest. Ooh, I'm not going to shoot anything else while I'm tracking two things. So this one's going down pretty quick. We're at 25 to 50%. 0 to 25. Good job, Skeeter. Light brown. This is gold. This is a good size one. Level 3. And we got a good long shot. Nailed it. 928 cash for that one. Alright, Skeeter. When you do claim your animal, all of the blood trail is gone. So Skeeter's not going to get confused and keep chasing the same animal. Oh, I must have went up here. So you shouldn't have to worry about, now that can be really confusing if you're not using your bloodhound. If there's two trails, you could really get turned around if they start running in different directions before they die and crossing paths and you don't know which one you're following. So it's at 50 to 75. Okay, we're coming up on a clearing here. I want to stop and look around. We're going exactly the wrong direction to get to our location that we want to go, that other cabin. Okay, I'm not interested in those guys. Don't worry, Skeeter. This way. Alright, we'll keep running. So I did see like a meme pop up or something like that, I guess is what you call it. It's one of them pictures with writing on it. Because I had a question that popped up in my head on one of the videos recently where I asked about a hunter that goes hunting. Like if he's going to go hunting for a week and he hasn't found that, perfect buck with the rack, does he still hunt for meat and just take whatever he can get, on that last day or whatever? And I saw a meme pop up on Facebook that actually showed, it was two pictures of a refrigerator freezer that's opened up. Did not pass the harvest check. Oh, I got him in too far in the back. But the meme showed a freezer with the refrigerator and freezer door open. And it said something like, here's the refrigerator for a deer hunter or something like that out hunting meat regardless of something, or willing to take a doe just to get some meat. And then the other one was the same freezer, but it's totally empty. And it said, this is the freezer of a trophy hunter. So I guess in a funny way, it's answered my questions. There probably are people who go out hunting and they're specifically looking for that trophy animal. Even though they would keep the meat, they aren't willing to. Some people are not willing to shoot one if they don't find the deer they want, even if they could have just got a bunch of meat in their fridge. See, I would be the hunter, and I know nothing about hunting. I don't know how many you're allowed to get. I have no clue. No clues at all. But I would be one of those people who were like, look, if I'm more frugal and I want something for my money. And if I knew I could get 2 deer every year you better believe I'm getting one for, right away to make sure that my freezer's full. That's how I would think. And then probably the last day that I was hunting or something, if I hadn't seen, again, I'm going with the assumption that maybe you can get two. I have no idea how that works. But if I could get two, I'd get one right away. And then I would hunt for that trophy. But I think even by the second to the last day, I don't know if I would, if I knew I could get two, I'm taking two no matter what. I wouldn't be a person that gave a crap about the trophy. I'd just be looking for some, I guess it's not free, but well, it depends on how much work you do to butcher the deer. I don't know how that works either. I know I've seen people at meat markets that, finding out how much it costs for them to butcher up a deer and stuff, but I imagine there are some people who do it themselves. And I would probably be one of those people who, okay, I'm going to watch a YouTube video and find out how to butcher a deer so I don't have to pay somebody anything for a big pile of meat. That's how my brain operates. Save money. Okay, so yeah, there's our... We've got tagged 380 yards, and we're going to call this a video. Unless we see something else. Don't have the best wind at the moment. It's kind of blowing toward the direction we're looking. Oh, what do we find? A mule deer. Nervous. What do I have for a mule deer? Pretty sure I've seen mule. Whitetail. Mule deer. Wait a minute, what about that other one? Nope. Just this one. Probably works about 200 yards away. I wonder why he's nervous. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, wow. Got a decent looking rack on it. How far away are you? That was pretty far. Wait a minute. Okay, they're resting over there too. We'll come at them from this direction here. They're pretty far away. They shouldn't hear us if we're walking. But it also looks like the rest spot over there. Yeah, that one's laying down. That one's laying down. That one's a level 2. That one's a level 3. That one's a female. Female. What's that one back there? Level 3. Okay, so we know there's a couple level 3s. Maybe we'll get up around these trees here and then take a shot. Nobody hanging out at the water, but hanging out in the resting area up by the trees. This hasn't been too bad of a trip. What did we get? One, got a couple of turkeys. One of them was a cool one. A very rare. We got 2 bison. And we're hoping to get a mule deer here. I am at 55 minutes, I'm being warned. So we are cutting it real close. Okay, that guy's moving. Okay, so we're going... There's no way. Oh, it's a mating call. Okay. Well, you just heard what you wanted to hear, buddy, if that was a mating call. Oh, look at you, sucker. 183 yards. That is a class 5, which puts you in this range. Oh, that was a little bit too far back. I should have waited. Alright, I don't have time to stealthily sneak up on these guys, so we're going to run, hopefully get what we're after, and then run up to that cabin. He is down. That's good. I'm guessing if I'll be lucky if I hit the liver. Not that this is going to be a real high trophy, but non-vital organ hit, so it's probably stomach intestine area. Down to 2550. There he is, right over there. Keep going, Skeeter. So he bled quickly. I don't have time to chase anymore. Just keep on running, mule deer. Oh, there's a turkey. So yeah, there's plenty of animals. Alright, we got pretty symmetrical rack here. Bronze did not pass the harvest check because I got his flesh, lumbar vertebrae, intestines, and pelvis. So, but we'll take the 824 bucks. And now we're going to sprint for this cabin. I'm at 57 and 28 seconds. I like it when I don't have to edit, so that's why we're hurrying at this point. I don't have time to shoot anything else. So, I hope you had a good time. This is a good map. A lot of people like this one. So, please leave a like and a subscribe, because that's what you do here on YouTube. And leave a comment. You ever been to Gatlinburg? Play some pretty music. There you go. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.